What if a powerful billionaire, who had everything money could buy but nothing his heart longed for, suddenly had his entire life changed by 4 trembling words from a little girl? "I don't have a papa, can you be my daddy forever?" Stay with me till the end, because this story will touch your heart. And don't forget, if you believe love can heal the loneliest hearts, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more stories like this. Alexander Knight was the kind of man people whispered about. A self-made billionaire, tall, intimidating, and always impeccably dressed, he carried an aura that silenced boardrooms and commanded respect. But behind the polished walls of his penthouse and the endless files of contracts on his desk, he lived alone. His mansion echoed with silence, his dinners were cold and quiet, and his heart, it hadn't known warmth for years. One rainy afternoon, Alex found himself in a small town he rarely visited. His company had acquired land there, and he needed to inspect it personally. But as the rain poured, he decided to step into a modest bakery for shelter. He wasn't used to such cozy, ordinary places. He was used to chandeliers and champagne, but something about the smell of fresh bread pulled him in. Inside, there weren't many people. Just an elderly woman behind the counter, and in the corner, a little girl with tangled hair, torn shoes, and big brown eyes. She sat at a small table, her chin resting on her hands, staring at the door as if she were waiting for someone who would never arrive. Alex, trying to avoid attention, ordered coffee and sat at the opposite end, but the girl's soft sniffles caught his ear. He turned his head, and for the first time in years his chest tightened. She couldn't have been more than 6, alone, no parent in sight. Moments later, the elderly woman approached the girl gently. "Sweetheart, it's closing time. Is your mama coming?" The little girl's voice cracked as she whispered, "Mama's in heaven, Papa never came back." Alex's cup froze in his hand. Something deep within him stirred, an ache he hadn't felt since losing his own parents decades ago. Before he realized, his legs carried him across the room. He knelt beside her table, his towering figure softening. "Hey," his voice came out quieter than he expected. "Are you okay?" The girl lifted her eyes, and in that moment, something unexplainable happened. It was as though she had known him forever. Tears rolled down her cheeks, and then she asked the words that would change his life forever. "I don't have a papa. Can you be my daddy forever?" Alex felt his throat close. A man who could negotiate billion-dollar deals without flinching now stood frozen by a child's innocent plea. His heart screamed to say yes, but his mind raced. He was no father, he had no family, no idea how to love someone so fragile. He opened his mouth to respond, but before he could, the bakery door creaked, and a young woman rushed in, soaked from the rain. "Lily," she cried, scooping the girl into her arms. Relief flooded her face. "Is this your daughter?" Alex asked, regaining composure. The woman shook her head quickly. "No, I'm just her foster sister. Her parents, they're gone. I take care of her now, but it's been hard." She looked embarrassed, as if she had revealed too much. Lily clung to Alex's hand, though, refusing to let go. "He feels like a daddy," she whispered. That night Alex couldn't sleep. The little girl's eyes haunted him, her words echoing in the hollow walls of his penthouse. He had buried his heart in work for so long, convincing himself he didn't need love, didn't need family. But now, he wasn't so sure. Days passed, but Alex couldn't shake the memory of Lily. He found excuses to return to that small town. Each time he visited the bakery, and each time the little girl's face lit up when she saw him. She would run into his arms, her tiny hands gripping his suit jacket, as if afraid he would vanish. Slowly, Alex began to learn her world. She loved drawing but had no crayons. She loved warm bread but often went hungry. Her foster sister, Emily, was kind but overwhelmed, juggling 2 jobs just to keep food on the table. One evening, as Alex sat in Emily's modest living room, Lily crawled into his lap with a drawing. It was a picture of 3 stick figures, her, Emily, and Alex, with the words scrawled above, "My family." His chest tightened. No stock market victory, no business empire had ever given him this kind of joy. But fear lingered too. Could he really be the father she needed? Could a man who had spent his life hiding behind wealth learn how to love? Emily must have seen the doubt on his face because she spoke softly. "Mr. Knight, I see how she looks at you. She trusts you. She hasn't trusted anyone since her parents passed. Maybe you're what she needs." That night, Alex walked outside and looked up at the stars. For the first time in decades, he prayed, not for deals, not for success, but for courage. Weeks turned into months. Alex slowly became a permanent part of their lives. He read Lily bedtime stories, walked her to school, and even burned pancakes trying to make her breakfast. Each mistake, each laugh brought him closer to a truth he could no longer deny. He wasn't just a CEO. He was becoming a dad. But life wasn't without its storms. One day, Emily came to him with tears in her eyes. Social services, they're considering moving Lily again. Another family applied to adopt her. Panic surged in Alex. The thought of losing her was unbearable. He had money, power, resources, but none of that mattered if Lily slipped away. So he made the boldest decision of his life. He filed for adoption himself. At first, the officials were skeptical. A billionaire with no family history didn't exactly fit their picture of a father. But Alex fought, not with contracts or lawyers, but with truth. He stood before the judge and confessed, "I've spent my life building skyscrapers and companies, but none of it means anything compared to this little girl. She gave me something money can't buy, a reason to live, a reason to love. I may not be perfect, but I promise to protect her, guide her, and love her with everything I have forever." There wasn't a dry eye in the courtroom. That evening, Alex returned home and Lily ran into his arms. With tears streaming, he knelt and whispered, "I'm your daddy now, forever." She clapped her tiny hands in joy, hugging him tighter than ever. And in that moment, the lonely CEO who once lived in silence finally found his family. And that's how a lonely billionaire's life was changed forever by a little girl's innocent question. If you believe love can heal even the most broken hearts, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more heart-touching stories.